Toastmasters and guests. Myself, Sijo John. I will be playing the role of Surgeon at Arms for today's meeting. I welcome all of you to the 67th meeting of Speaking and Beyond Toastmasters Club. In Toastmasters, we always have a vision, that is to support each other to become better speakers and better leaders. Though we have some rules for this virtual meeting, you keep your video on as much as possible and keep your audio on mute when you don't speak. We all know in March 2020, COVID gripped the entire world. All humanity lost its freedom to move seamlessly. But as a blessing in disguise, all of us could spend most of our time with our family than before. And for myself, after my school, I think this was the last 2 years was the time I could spend most of my time with my family. And today, as our theme says, we will be hearing a lot of stories of our happiness with our family. To take this meeting forward, let me introduce the presiding officer for today's meeting. She's a senior consultant with KPMG. She loves reading, listening to ghazals, and she's also interested in politics. And regarding the context, in context of our theme for today, she believes, or she has one motto, believes in one motto, that blood is thicker than water. And it all comes down to your family at the end. Let me welcome Toastmaster Anuja as a presiding officer for today's meeting to take this meeting forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Sejo, and a very warm evening to all of you. Welcome to our 67th meeting of Speaking and Beyond. Am I not audible?
I think your voice is breaking. It's not clear.
Is it working now?
It's better, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Welcome to everyone to the 67th meeting of Speaking and Beyond. And our theme today is family. As I always reiterate that I think Karan Johar once quoted at the end of Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, that it's, in the end it's all about loving our family and our parents. And for once I really agree that this is true. Wherever we go and whoever, how many ever we friends that we make, there is, the family bonding that is there. It's very hard to replace that. Even if you are on that terms, with your family members, you still know
You're
really bad net today.
Audible. You can turn off your video and try. Maybe it's bandwidth issue.
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes, very clear now.
Yeah, much clear. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I'm having a really bad network here. So yes, so I would just say that the theme is, I think, very suitable and apt for all of us present here. And as Toastmaster Sijo rightly said, that during COVID times we got to. Okay, I think I'll just skip to the part. And do we have any guests today? Manjula, are you a guest? Am I audible?
I think Manjula is equally having a network issue. But Manjula, if you can hear us.
Yeah, I can hear you. I've been taking the role of evaluator for today. Can you hear me?
Yes, Manjula, it's very clear.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Give it over to our Toastmaster of the day, who is Toastmaster Kevin. He is an HR in Amazon, and he has been a Toastmaster for past 2 years. He is one of the founding members of Speaking and Beyond and our current Vice President Education. Over to you, Toastmaster Kevin. Just go with the theme, and I officially open today's meeting.
Thank you so much for that warm introduction, Toastmaster Anuja, and Toastmaster Sijo for initiating today's meeting. Yes, my dear friends, I hope all of you would have seen the theme for today, which is the great Indian family. I'm not quite, I don't know if any of you have seen this movie called Great Indian Kitchen. So what I've done here is I mean, that's actually a Malayalam movie which has got a fame recently due to its content, because it's based on different belief system in our traditional families in India. So yeah, that is something that I would like to touch upon in today's. That's the reason why I even choose that theme. Uh, and what I would like to say is, so some of the points that came up to my mind. So I myself, like Sejo said, since it's work from home, we get this great opportunity to be with our family. That is, our parents helped us to reach till where we are. And suddenly at one point we forget them and we are in our own this busy work life where we hardly have any work-life balance. So that's the kind of situation where we are in. We can't blame ourselves, nor can we blame our parents. But this pandemic, at least for some of us who are fortunate to work from home, gave us this opportunity to spend more time with our family and our loved ones. So yeah, I rightly agree to what Sijo and Anuja said about this particular area. But that being said, I would like to touch base upon certain aspects. I think most of you would also have experienced this in your family. I would like to also hear out from each one of you, whoever is interested to speak out. So these are some of the points that I have in my mind. That is, so what I would like to do here is a comparison between the traditional viewpoints and the modern viewpoints of a great Indian family. Now, it is so basically in a traditional family from my generation. That is, I was born in 87, so my parents got married in 86. So that kind of a family who is from like we are like a middle class family, if I would put across. So that's the kind of family that I am in. And some of the few points that most of us or most of the middle class families will have is having dinner and lunch together. So these are some of the points that makes that actually defines a family according to the traditional viewpoints. So that is having dinner and lunch together, waking up early, and mothers who does non-stop work 24/7 until till they die. So they have no retirement. Fathers who work like anything for their family, and at one point they retire, and then they decide to just spend time on WhatsApp instead of helping out their better halves. No, and some like in traditional viewpoint, usually the head of the family, which is mostly male in that's a trend that I've seen in India. So they take the decision, and probably we can put across our points, but they are the final ones who take a call, and whatever they decide is going to happen. Then the I'm sorry, I'm not getting the word. It is actually, yeah, the desire of each human being is less. It's like a more like a common goal for the betterment of the family rather than our individual goals. Then frequent gathering with cousins and family and friends. So we are like very social. So these are the kind of viewpoints that a traditional family has. Now comparing that with some modern viewpoints, it's completely and entirely different. So let's start with the timetable, because First of all, there's no timetable. Even if it's work or, I mean, we can get up at any time you want. You can sleep at any time you want. And then you have different belief. Each person has different belief in the family. This is not just, I'm not just saying about certain aspects, it's even religion. Some person suddenly decides to become an atheist in the family. And there's another person who is a true believer of God. So these kind of things. Then there are different viewpoints politically also. So it's not, gone are the days where male member is the head of the family. So these days, everyone will have one viewpoint. Everyone will have believe in one political party, a different political party. So now what happens when work from home comes? I mean, what happens when work from home comes in and we decide to stay with our family? It's easier to say that, I mean, to put that good thing across, that is we are staying with our family and it is nice, loving and fun. All things are there, and we are actually staying with some people who we can truly connect with, and gives us that there's no this love that we get from family is so pure and true. So it's unconditional. You don't have to do anything to get that love. So when we're living with this kind of people and people with a traditional viewpoint and a modern viewpoint, there tends to be a lot of clashes that comes in between. That is, why is she not getting up on time? When I have been getting up on time from like during my early times, my mother-in-law would wake me up and make sure I am there in the kitchen before her and all those things. So they try to push these beliefs in the new generation, which will not go across because they are also an earning member of the family. And now they also have their own viewpoints, and they have their own desires and wishes that they need to achieve in this life. So this is where I would suggest everyone, we should find time, not just, we should not be silent and just think that these kind of things will just vanish just like that. But instead, let's get into a very healthy and good conversation. Rather than making it a heated conversation, we can make it a very nice, there's a nice way of putting it across. So that is in one way I would say that Toastmasters is one place where you can actually like polish these skills as well. It's not just, let's not just leave for working. We're also people who are living in a family. So whatever we do should not just help our career, but also our family life as well. So these are some of the things that I want to discuss. So basically, if there are some kind of clashes that during this work from home, especially, if there are some kind of situations you face in your family, it is not because they're not understanding. It is because probably they don't know what you have in your mind and what they are trying to convey. So when that gap comes in, what we need to do is we just need to talk it out, and that's how things will be smoother. And that's how a lot of fights and unwanted, I'm sure these days work from home has increased, everything is going smooth, but then there are a lot of divorce cases that has also increased along with it. And this is mainly because before people were spending most of the time in the office, now everyone is at home. So let's have a peaceful and nice environment, and this can only be achieved through talking it out. So with that, I'm so sorry it was a little lengthy, and without any further ado, we have a lot of things planned out for today. To start with, I would like to now call upon the evaluator for today. I mean the general evaluator for today, and it is none other than Toastmaster Manjula. And Toastmaster Manjula is someone, in this moment.
Sorry, Kevin. G. Sachin.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, Sachin, I'm so sorry for that. Yeah, Sachin. Yeah, so Toastmaster Sachin is a CA, a chartered accountant, and an IIM Bangalore alumni. He's currently a deputy CFO in a pharma company. He's a regular video blogger and posts his financial insights on YouTube and LinkedIn. He's also a gym enthusiast and speaker in finance conferences. So Sachin is a member of Speaking and Beyond, one of the founding members as well. And he believes united family is a big strength and they can overcome biggest challenges. With this, I would like to now hand over the stage to Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Kevin. And good evening, Toastmasters and guests. So the theme is Great Indian Family. I totally agree with Toastmaster Kevin when he says that when he compares the traditional family with a modern family. And last month I had a personal crisis, and I had a chance to go back to my town where I was born, where my traditional family is there, right? And due to that, during that personal emergency, I saw a very clear clash of traditional family with a modern family which we have right now. So and there's a lot of as you correctly said, a lot of old viewpoints which clashed with the modern viewpoints. There are a lot of classes. The ego hurt when when you go and confront the traditional family members, which are the elders. They feel hurt. The ego gets hurt. But point is, they have their own way of thinking, which you correctly say that they have inherited from their fathers or grandfathers. And the current modern family, which is very a nuclear family, where we are husband, wife, and maybe kid, daughter or son. They comprise the nuclear family, and they live independently. They have their own lifestyle. While in a traditional family, you have to follow the old rules and customs. Even during marriage or death, you have to follow a lot of rituals and all, which you have to inherit from the older times. While the modern family members who get a very modern upbringing, though they question each and every rituals, why it is performed. While the traditional family members, they copy the rituals from their forefathers, their fathers, without questioning them. But the current generation, which I say modern family, they question each and every ritual. That is where there is a lot of clash, right? So I witnessed that last month, and this was very clear. I could totally connect to what Kevin you are saying, and when you brought the clash between this traditional and the modern family. Now, with this, I'll explain the role of general evaluator. As a general evaluator today, my role is to give a very comprehensive feedback about the things that were good and the things that could have been better. Helping me in my task today is the tag team, where T stands for timer, A for R counter, and G for grammarian. Now, Kevin, just help me because I could not see who is the timer. Can you just tell me who is
Yes,
the
Sachin.
timer today?
Yes, so Sachin, I'm doing a dual role as a timer as well. So I would request Anuja if Anuja can take up the grammarian role, if that's possible. Anuja, can you hear me? Okay, Anuja, I think is having a bad connection. So I mean, so Sachin, I'll be the timer for today, and I'll just keep you informed if Anuja will take up the grammarian role.
Okay, just let me. And who is the AHA counter today?
No, we do not have the R counter and listener for today.
Okay, that's fine. Then we have a timer, and as a timer, Toastmaster Kevin, can you please explain the rules?
Absolutely. So we today, as a timer, I will be keeping a tab on the time taken by each speaker. That is the prepared speeches as well as the table topic speeches that we have lined up for today. And for the prepared speech, today's being a unique one. I think the speech length is somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes. I will get the confirmation from the speech evaluator, Manjula. And yeah, so at the end of the speech, that is before 1 minute before the end, I'll show the green card. Then 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red card. it'll be for a buffer of 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So that is for the speeches. And for the table topic, it will be 1 minute, the green card, yellow at 1 minute and 30 seconds, red at 2 minutes, and 2 minute 30 is the maximum buffer. Yeah, with that is my role as a timer for today. And with this, I hand over the stage back to Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin, for explaining the role of a timer. And let's hear it for Toastmaster Kevin. So we'll come back on the grammarian once it is decided. With this, Kevin, I'll pass on the baton again to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sachin, for explaining your role and giving that share your viewpoints about the theme as well, and also explaining, like the role of your tag team. So, with that, without any further ado, I would like to now introduce the speech evaluator for the speech evaluator for speech number 1, who is none other than Toastmaster Manjula. Just give me a moment. All right, so Toastmaster Manjula is from the Morgan Stanley Morgan Stanley Bangalore Orators Club. She's the president of the club, and it's a pleasure to have.
Kevin, I will introduce myself.
Okay, sure, you can go ahead.
I'm from IHS Market Toastmasters Club. I'm a VP there. My interests are kids, pets, and seniors. So I love nature and I love growth of people, dreams. My dream is to see dreams of people coming true. Over to you, Kevin.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manjula, for giving that intro. Sorry, I got a little messed up there with another intro. So yeah, thank you for explaining it in detail, and thank you. First of all, thank you for taking up this role in that short duration. And yeah, and so now with this, I would like to now introduce the speaker number 1, which is none other than a Toastmaster Anish Babin from the Anchored Toastmaster Club. And so Anish has been a Toastmaster for over 3 years as part of the Lowe's India Anchor ED Toastmaster Club. He's delivering his final project in level 5 of Engaging Humor Pathway. His speech, Learning from Embarrassment, is about sharing an embarrassing life experience of his and how he was able to learn and grow from it with the help of special someone. And before I ask Anish to come over and take the stage, I would like to request everyone, there's a special request from Anish to everyone to please unmute your mic, because Anish would like to hear your reactions as well. And with this, I would like to now hand over the stage to you, Anish. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin. If you want to learn, you can stay here and learn. Otherwise, you can leave and quit wasting my time as well as yours. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, you might be wondering, how on earth did I let somebody talk to me like that? To better understand this dialogue and how it came about, I have to take you a little bit back. I mean, way back, when I started my educational journey in my school, and when I started my 10th standard year, academic year. As part of our wonderful Indian education system, we have to complete a series of class tests, midterm examinations, and final year examinations for us to complete one academic year. With my academic capabilities, I had made quite a name for myself in the school. In fact, I was quite famous in the staff room itself for my power and capabilities in one particular subject. This subject would send shiver down people's spines, the student's spine, when they say the word or hear the word, a name of the subject. Mathematics. I, for one, was not at all worried about that subject. In fact, I didn't care at all. I was so confident and I was so at ease at at that particular subject that, in fact, the first class test that we had in our 10th grade, 10th standard, I scored the highest from the bottom. This was a shocker for my family, especially my mother, who was an exemplary banker by profession. Well, as for my dad, let me just say that he was, rest assured, that his mathematics is performance in mathematics. It's quite poor in terms of the scores that he has achieved, even in the previous 9th standard. So we have been taking notice in terms of how he's pulling down the overall school scores. Sir, I understand. I do understand, but my wife is actually working with him in terms of making sure that he, he's able to solve mathematical problems and able to understand the sessions that the teachers are teaching as well. If you can give him a little bit more time, I'm sure he'll be able to do it. I'm sorry, Mr. Weben. It is very difficult for me to, keep on giving you extra time, timelines, and keep on accepting these excuses, as it will be challenging for me to talk to the board when your son's scores will entirely bring the school scores down. This was a very difficult conversation to have for my mother and father. Post that conversation, two clauses or two agreements came into being. The first being, I have to take an undertaking. A 10th standard student will have to take an undertaking with the school that I will clear or at least score the minimum passing mark for all the subjects or all the class tests, including the midterm examinations, post which I will be eligible to sit only then I'll be able to sit for the final examination. If you think that is really difficult, wait till you hear the second clause. The second clause being, I will have to sit after school for a particular class called remedial classes for the subject mathematics. This was the lowest of my lows. I could not believe it. Not only did I have a knife hanging over my head in terms of making sure I clear all of these tests and exams, I had to attend remedial classes or extra classes after school. For all those who might be wondering what are remedial classes, I'll give you two definitions. The first definition is a teacher's definition of a remedial class. It goes something like this. Remedial classes are classes to enhance the skill sets or capabilities of students who might be lagging in a particular subject. They might need a little bit more hand-holding and guidance for them to improve themselves so that they can improve on that particular subject. This is my definition of a remedial class. Remedial classes are classes for people who are really pathetic in a particular subject and have no other option except to clear that particular subject. If not, they will be kicked out of the school. I'm hoping that that pretty much sums up the definition of a remedial class. Based on all that I've shared with you, I'm pretty sure you all believe how amazing are my academic capabilities, fellow Toastmasters and guests. In fact, I was so good in academics that one of the teachers I personally knew well once came to me, held me close, and he said, Anish, at the rate that you're going, with the amount of amazing scores you're getting, we might actually have to build you a separate school, a separate class, and a separate division. Safe to say, Toastmasters and guests, I was in deep, deep hot water. I did not know what to do. I was confused. I was scared. I was all of this and then some more. As I got to face the reality that, yes, I have to attend these remedial classes. Yes, I have to score the minimum score for at least all the class tests for all the subjects, irrespective, even though I'm weaker in mathematics. I buckled up and I accepted my fate. This is my first experience in a remedial class. I still remember I was sitting for the normal 8-hour period school day. The last period was done. All of my friends got up, went back home to play, to eat, to relax, and have spent time with their family and neighborhood friends. Whereas I got 15 minutes to go, get a snack, or quickly refresh myself, and come back and attend those wonderful remedial classes. I honestly didn't eat that day. I quite clearly remember that. I just quickly went to the restroom, washed my face and came back in because I wanted to see who are the wonderful rejects who will be sitting along with me in this remedial class. As I waited, I saw people coming in, and in a bit, I could see that the classroom was getting filled. I'll take you through how the classroom was on that particular first day of my remedial class of mathematics. We had the rule breakers, I do not care why I'm here, students sitting all the way back, pulling their hands over their head and thinking, okay, I have to go and do other unnecessary nonsense stuff. I don't care why I'm here for. We had the introverted, confused people sitting all the way to the front, biting their nails, wondering why they are here, what did they do, what was their fault, will the teacher scold me or not? And then in the middle, you had little old me, contemplating every life decision I made that got me in this particular class. As I was thinking about what all I could have done better, what all would I have listened to my mother better to do those problems, do those assignments, and regret and repent not doing it. In walks in one of the most important people that I ever had in my life, the late Peter Sir. Peter Sir was an old teacher in the school who was teaching mathematics. When I say old, I mean really old. I mean really, really old. Let me rephrase that. He is so old that there was a saying that when he started teaching mathematics, it was around the time that Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. He is so old that there is a saying, there's an urban saying that he had jet black hair and jet black color mustache. But as he started teaching and as he started spending his years in the education system in the school, his color of his hair and his mustache hair started changing from shades of gray, green, black, blue, you name it, he has gone through that. Now it's a very confused shade of gray and white. He had crooked spectacles that he would only wear when he is reading or he is about to shout or give some philosophical lecture to the students. And then as part of his dressing, he wore plain cream shirt and a white dhoti, along with wearing black sandals. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing out of the extraordinary, isn't it? Yet it was the way he reached out to each student in a class, or the way he handled the class, be it a very loud and obnoxious class or a quiet class, that defined him for who he was, and that is why that's made him stood out from the rest of the professors or teachers in the school. He walked into the classroom, nothing out of the ordinary, gently trotting along, putting his heavy mathematics textbook on the teacher's table, taking the spectacles and putting it on the table. And then he took a moment to look at us, and then he said these words. We all know why you are here. You have failed in mathematics. You have scored really poor scores, and that's why your class teacher or your headmaster or the principal has asked you to attend these classes. I have only one ask. If you want to study, you can stay here and study or learn. Or you can leave here and quit wasting my time as well as yours. I took a moment to process what he just said, and this was my reaction. And when I thought it was just me, I didn't understand what he said. When I looked around, the troublemakers in the back were going like this. wait, what? And the front of the class, the confused introverts were like, huh? This was the first statement he made, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as he started our remedial classes of that particular year. I will never forget that statement. This is also how Peter Sir conducted himself for the rest of the remedial classes with us, as those students, as those rejects who felt completely out of the school system and felt that we will never accomplish anything. He gave us clarity, he gave us guidance by not being the typical cool, kind, loving professor that you would see or you would have had the opportunity to have, meet in your school years, or you would have seen in the TV series or movies. He was just straight, blunt, and honest with us, with his thoughts and feelings. I still remember if once when I went to him with a solution, with a problem, mathematics problem that I thought I solved, I gave it to him. He looked at me and he said, "It's wrong." And I was, "Sure, I believe you, it's wrong, but I don't know how to solve it." He took a moment and he helped me understand it. And then he asked me, do you know how to solve it? So I said, yes, do it again and come back. I came back, I showed him the problem, and he said, yes, it is correct. That's it. Nothing, great work, Anish, you're amazing, good work, nothing of that sort. Just a blunt, good, it's correct. This is how I finally found someone, fellow Toastmasters and guests, who spoke to who I was, who understood who I was and spoke to me in terms of how I would interpret and understand them. Peter Sir's way of tough love, making me understand these confused alien mathematic problems into easier solutions really made me realize that I was looking at all of these challenges, be it mathematics or anything in my life, as obstacles that were really blocking my pathway in terms of growing and learning forward. I never looked at them as opportunities for me to grow and learn for my further development. This is also where I realized I was taking myself for granted in terms of the capabilities I had. It was not because the subject failed me. It was mainly because I looked at that subject and I already assumed that I'm never going to clear it. I'm never going to overcome it. I'm just weak at it. I can't clear it. It's beyond me. This is where Peter Sir really gave me guidance. Post these remedial classes, Peter Sir literally took me under his wing, not just in terms of being my mentor, but being my voice of reason. Whenever I have a challenge, I would just go tell him this. He will not tell me a 100-line story about how you should overcome it. He is just blunt about it. He will be honest about his answers, and that's what really made him for what he was. I still remember as I was going across the multiple class tests and failing, that I realized that Peter Sir was still believing in me. He knew that I was weak, but he knew that I was making my own challenges that was blocking my way to learn and move forward. Fortunately, folks, with all of his guidance and my mother's, I have to call her efforts out, because she really believed in me and no one else did. I was not only able to clear the subject, the mathematics subject, in the final year, but I was able to earn a distinction in the overall scores as well. That was unprecedented. Nobody believed it. How can a kid who's got an undertaking, who has to clear all the subjects, who has to attend extra hours of remedial classes, be able to get a distinction? This was a major comeback story for me. I'm not saying that this should be an inspirational story of any sort, but I never believed I would be able to be here right now talking to all of you. But people like Peter Sir and my mother really gave me the confidence and belief that I have to believe in myself to move ahead. This might be a shock to all of you, but I honestly ask myself even now, if I could go back in time and ask the 10th grader Anish, what is the subject that you dislike the most? Mathematics, I hate it. I hate it the most. That would have been the answer. I kid you not. But I wonder, if I had actually looked at mathematics as a subject for me to learn instead of a subject for me to hate, I might have actually, really liked the subject and maybe would have ventured more into the subject and would have seen a profession in. I don't know. Maybe I would have walked in my mother's line of being a banker. I'm saying this very quietly because my dad is in the other room. I don't want him to give any impression that my corporate career is going to, to the sewage and I'm going to change into banking sector. That's not the case. Yet I really believe that it was the way I approached certain challenges, not as obstacles, but more as life-altering opportunities that paved the way for where I am right now. In fact, there is a saying, fellow Toastmasters and guests, that the people, the sons and daughters of a family where either the father or the mother is a banker tend to be really, really good at mathematics. Well, I sure fooled them, didn't I? This is another way of looking at opportunities and learning, understanding how to learn and gain from them. I promise you, this is not a last-minute ditch resort to give you clarity that this is the next step forward, that you have to learn from your mistakes. But in order for them to be mistakes, you have to approach them as mistakes. I'm asking you not to do that. I'm asking you to look at these challenges as opportunities, that I could learn something from this, instead of just saying, this is not my cup of tea. I do not like this. I do not want to waste my time on this. I really wish I did that. If that had been the case, I would have had a different career altogether. It's been 6 years since Peter sir passed away. I really hold him close to my heart. And every time I face a challenge, even now, I ask my mom and Peter sir, who are both in a very special place somewhere, for their guidance and support. Sometimes they answer, sometimes they don't, but I always hold whatever they have said or whatever they have taught me in my mind and in my heart, especially Peter sir's infamous statement that I will repeat again. If you want to learn, you can stay here and learn. Otherwise, quit wasting my time as well as yours. Over to you, Toastmaster of today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anish, for that wonderful speech. And the moment where you said remedial classes, I don't know, I went back 10 or 15 years back, because I have been a regular person in these remedial classes. So yeah, I can totally relate to what you said, and especially that connection with certain teachers, that who a certain teacher or that figure in our life who actually changes us completely. Maybe that few minutes or few seconds of what they said would have changed us as a person. So wonderful to listen to that speech of yours. Now with that, I would like to now go to the second speaker. Again, the evaluator for the second speech is also Manjula. I hope Manjula is there. Yes, I can see Manjula there. So the second speaker for today is none other than Toastmaster Mani. So Toastmaster Mani Kumar is hailing from Andhra Pradesh. He is a postgraduate from BITS Pilani. His hobbies are playing table tennis, swimming, and reading books. He believes in being a lifelong learner. So without any further ado, over to you, Toastmaster Mani. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Kevin, for that introduction. Can you please confirm if I'm loud and clear to you? Thank you. The first day of the year 2022, I visited Gokarna along with my 9 friends. We went to Kudle beach over there. The view was so spectacular. The Arabian Sea water hitting the shacks. The crystal clear sky with the silver lined clouds. There were hills far away, which are in green color. It looked as if somebody painted on the hills. While I was sitting and witnessing the magical sunrise at the beach, I saw a family beside me, a couple and 4 children. All of them started moving towards the beach. Suddenly, one of the child started running away from the water. I wondered why the child is running away from water. Was he scared? It reminded me the days while I was studying in school, especially the maths classes. The way my teacher looked, 6 feet tall, with broad shoulders, thick mustache, and a bold voice. The way he comes into the class and writes the problem on the board and finishes the answer in 2 to 3 steps by saying, apply this theorem, apply that formula, we are done. I never able to understand even a single word of the maths. I was worried. Whenever I hear about the word max, a fear of wave used to come in my body. I felt if this continues, it raised me a doubt. Will I ever pass in this subject? Or if I fail, what I have to tell to my family? What I have to tell to my friends? I will be so embarrassed. People will laugh at me. What should I do? Then I was so shivering in the class one day. My teacher observed that. He came to me and asked, Mani, what happened? I was so scared to reply to him. I murmured and I tried to run away from that situation. My teacher caught my hand just like this. He holded me, stopped me from running. With a smiling face, he asked, Mani, what happened? Why are you running away from the class? Why do you hate my subject? A lot of dread in my heart. I said, I'm not able to understand anything in the class. Everything going over my head. My teacher took a pause and said, Mani, if you are willing to learn, I'm ready to spend extra time after school. I will clear all your doubts in the subject. As we started interacting after the school hours, he explained me and cleared me all the doubts each and every day. As the time progressed, he became very close to me. We used to play games. We used to do cycling. Sometimes even he used to offer me a ride in his car. We were almost like a close friends. With his special attention and a true friendly nature, the fear about the subject got dissipated in me. As it remembered this memory from my childhood and observing at the beach, father caught the son who was running away. Father said to the child, Hey Matthew, why are you running away from the water? No, Papa, I don't like water. I'm so afraid. I don't want to come. My dear son, wear this life jacket. I'm there for you. Don't worry. Even after saying these words by father to son, there was a little hesitation in son's mind. But the way father holded the son's hand, and son wore the life jacket, and he started entering into the sea. My dear Toastmasters, we rarely get to know about what's running in other people's mind. If we are ready to understand their world, what situations, what things they are dealing about, just by asking one question, just one question, as my teacher asked.
I think Toastmaster Mani is having a connectivity. Mani, are you there? Yes.
Can you?
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, apologies.
No problem.
Yeah, sure. As my teacher asked, Mani, why are you afraid of my subject? As the father asked the son, Son, why are you running away from the water? One question, just one question, which helped me, the child, to explain what's inside of our heart. And made us to explain the problem, the difficulty which we were facing. Ladies and gentlemen, It's time to show the empathy towards others and by asking questions and close conversations, understand what's there in their minds, give space to explain themselves and be open to you. With this, we can have and enjoy the world in a much better way. Thank you. Over to you, Timo.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mani, for that wonderful speech. I would request everyone who is here online to please give a round of applause after unmuting your mic. Yes, Mani, we can totally relate to our own life about the experiences you had in school. And the irony is the second speaker is also connected to those remedial classes and the getting better in each subject. So I hope both of you did not discuss before deciding this topic. Okay, anyways, it was fun. It was nice. It was a great experience that you shared, and it was nice listening to you as well. Now with this, I would like to call upon the table topic. So we're going to have an interesting session now, which is the most awaited session. That is the table topic session. And this will be conducted by our own Toastmaster Preeti, who is another founding member of Speaking and Beyond. And I would like to now hand over the stage to Toastmaster Preeti. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin. Hello and welcome. Good evening to everyone. So today the theme is the great Indian family. And who knows it better than us Indians that family is special? We Indians would know that our families are unique in the world. Our families are full of colors, salt, sugar, spicy, bitterness. I must say that from my experience, what I've learned is that we learn to navigate the world better thanks to the loving and tough experiences that our relatives give us very early in life. What better way to speak about the great Indian family theme than to have a table topic session? I'm sure we all have a burning desire to talk about our families today because, as I said, we all believe that our families are unique in the world. So let's begin. Since we have a low turnout today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to each and everyone present in the meeting and give them a chance to speak. So let's begin with Toastmaster Kevin. Toastmaster Kevin, if your pet or toy could talk, what would it speak? Your topic is, if your pet or toy could talk, what would it speak? Over to you.
Okay, sometimes what I really need is a companion who can have a beer along with me. So if my toy can also have a beer or some kind of an alcohol, that should be good. Because my kind of conversation will go from A to Z. And if I really like that person, I will talk from probably, let's say, it starts in the 11 p.m. at night to 6 a.m. in the morning. So we'll see the sunrise and sunset together. And we'll talk about anything that comes in front of us, whatever topic is thrown at us. So I would prefer a toy, and I hope artificial intelligence is coming to that kind of status where even toys are capable of understanding each other and speaking it out. My father saw something from the WhatsApp University yesterday, and he showed me, look at this amazing toy who started speaking like humans. Then I told my father, it's not a toy. It's actually it's a clipping from a video game. So yeah, but I would definitely prefer to have a toy. But I don't know if that kind of if there is something like that will happen in the future, we might even leave our families, because at the end of the day, we just want one person who we can just let out all our feelings. That's the kind of person we're looking at. So yeah, if a toy is capable of doing all that, great. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Preeti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin. Very true. We really want the toys to take us to a next level. And what better way than the AI that is so prevalent in the world today. Now let's move on to the next person. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Trisha.
Hi, Toastmaster Preeti.
Hello. Toastmaster Trisha, the topic for you today is, think about your house growing up. What was it like? Think about your house growing up. What was it like? Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Preeti. So today I was supposed to have given my icebreaker speech, which got postponed majorly because I had met with an accident yesterday and wasn't able to prepare for it. And all this while, since the meeting's theme was announced, all that I was wondering was, why wasn't I able to deliver my icebreaker today? Because it is entirely about the way I was brought up, my family, my joint family to the nuclear family transition, so on and so forth. But I will hold a surprise. I will want to come back and deliver my speech next week. So today, as I touch base upon how I was grown up, I belong to a family which is not very open-minded, and it had its own rules of discipline or rules of or ways of behavior, so on and so forth. So since very young, when I was very young, we were all in a joint family, about 13 members altogether. And the most important thing which I observed when I was in a joint family was that there would be natural respect to timing. So in the morning till evening, everybody in the family have a respect to time as to when they wake up, when they spend time with their family, when they have dinner or lunch together, and when they go back to sleep. So that was one very important thing which joint families instill in its members very naturally. And regardless of whether we were all instilled the way of behavior by rule or something, it was great to adapt to ourselves. So I was grown up in a family which taught me the importance of time. And the importance of time I realized yesterday in the accident that I mentioned, where my mom was cooking and suddenly the cooker burst, and because of which the cooktop and everything got shattered. But one thing, all of this aside, when I was sitting back and just thinking about what was happening was, if it was not just for the 2 seconds where my mom went ahead, moved from the place and started preparing for something for afternoon's lunch, if it was not for that level of planning, the 2 seconds would have not been there, and my mom would have been there in the spot while the accident was happening. So I couldn't thank of the discipline that we've gotten instilled in us to give respect to timing and plan your days accordingly. And luckily yesterday, the discipline somehow worked and we're all safe today. So that's one thing which I would like to share with everybody today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Trisha. I am so grateful that you and your mother are safe. And thank you for sharing that story and giving us an introduction of yourself. And I also must admit that I was born up in a joint family, and we were 29 people living in one house together. So imagine the madhouse that I had grew up in. With this, let me move on to the next person. Next person I'm going to invite is Toastmaster Anup. Toastmaster Anup.
Yeah, Preeti.
Hello. The topic
Hi.
for today is, what would you do if you swapped roles with your mom and dad? What would you do if you swapped roles with your mom and dad?
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you for giving a wonderful topic, not only for me, but for everyone. I'm quite sure you are a good content creator or a copywriter, or you have good skills in that for sure. But coming to the topic, yeah, it's frankly speaking, the only one thing, if I have to swap my roles with my father and mother, the only one major thing which I have to be worried about is me and me only. And the kind of nuisance which I would have created in the all upbringing, right from the childhood days till the time when you say that you have attained that kind of a maturity. For me, maturity has come actually pretty late. Maybe maturity would have actually ended for most of the people by the time I have garnered maturity in my life. So till that time, they were there and I have given them a hell lot of trouble. And to be frank with you, Preeti, I do appreciate for giving me a topic, but I also do appreciate if you don't actually really ask me to swap roles. With that, I would like to actually end my conversation. Thank you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anoop. That was a smart way of not talking, but yet covering a table topic session. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next person. I'm going to invite Toastmaster Akanksha. Toastmaster Akanksha, please let us know, what was your childhood bedroom like? Please let us know, what was your childhood bedroom like? Over to you.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Preeti. My father is in BSF, Border Security Force, and while I was growing up, I traveled the whole India with him. So my bedroom kept changing after every year. So if you don't know about Border Security Force and how it works, so every year, for 4 years, they are transferred into one state, but they will keep changing the city. So till I was in 6th class, I never repeated any class in any 2 classes in the same school, and naturally I am a KV product, Kendriya Vidyalaya product, and so when I was living in Punjab, I would say I belong to Punjab, though I was born in Uttar Pradesh in Banaras, but I believe I belong to Punjab because that's where I have spent most of my childhood. So when we transferred to first place in Punjab, I had a separate room with that I shared with my brother, and it was beautiful. We had a garden, and we had family around, all of the officers' family around us. So it was a celebration. But then when we kept changing our houses, it's never the same officers' colony that you will get. So if you are going, and if the late transfer happens, so you don't get the officers' colony. So my father rented a separate apartment near the base camp. So then there I used to share, we only had one bedroom, so I used to share my bedroom with my mom, dad, and my brother, and there were 2 separate baths. And if you know, right, in our childhood, me and my brother used to sleep like this, wherein I sleep towards his foot and he sleeps like that. So that's what it was like. But always it was fun growing up. It was fun meeting new people and not repeating the same class in a school, because it gives you opportunity to make new mistakes. And I used to choose what kind of person I wanted to be. So sometimes I was extrovert, sometimes I was introvert. I used to change my personality according to that. So I used to share different stories with people and different experiences. It was really fun and adventurous, I would say, my childhood and bedroom. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akanksha. I would agree with you. The way we all have slept together with our cousins and siblings while growing up, I think it is unique to Indians. Thank you for sharing that interesting story of BSF background. Next, I'm going to invite Toastmaster Siddharth.
Yeah, hi, Toastmaster Preeti.
Hello, Toastmaster Siddharth. What has been your favorite food as a child and who cooked it? What has been your favorite food as a child and who cooked it?
So my dad works in a power plant, but yes, sadly, my mom is a teacher. So I've never got that delicious non-veg items, chicken or meat or fish made from my mother, because she would be always in a hurry in the morning. Okay, the tiffin is done. I'm going to school. You have to come by cycle. I need to see you in the assembly ground, because she was the teacher in my school itself. And that cannot be much bad than I expect. So the best dish ever I have until now, I wonder, and till now I'm a fan of, is my dad making a chicken biryani. So it's always like my mother would be on Saturdays, Sundays giving out tuitions to different kids, but my dad would be like, let's go, let's have some chicken biryanis and all and have some fun. So it's like I have two different people in my home and I have to balance them out. One is a very strict mother and another is a very fun loving father. So and to be very honest, after crossing the stage of adult, that is 18, and becoming a very good responsible adult, my dad is again the superhero in that terms too. So I get those hiccups I was very fat during the lockdown. I was 102 kilos thanks to my mom and dad. But now I'm again back to 85 kilos, and that's again because of my mom. But those motivations to go to 85 was because of my dad. So I can never get up early in the morning. But yes, my dad used to come with two TT beds and he used to say, "Want to go for a play?" And I was like, "Okay, that's a big deal. Let's go for a play." And then he used to make me lose every time. I don't know how good he's a player is, but yes, now I've understood he's a good player. But that is the only thing. That is the only thing which held me. Okay, I need to win, and my dad is not making me win. So okay, I need to do that. So relating all these stories to the chicken biryani. So if I lose, I come back, have a plate full of chicken biryani on a good Sunday, on a good Saturday, on the complete lockdown. So yes, chicken biryani is the favorite dish that my dad makes. Thank you. Even my mom is a fan, and that is why they both are together forever now, I believe. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siddharth. I must say you're one lucky boy whose father could make such yummy chicken biryani as it sounds to us. Thank you for sharing that story. Next, let's move on to Toastmaster Anuja. Toastmaster Anuja, the game or sports you played the most with your family?
I have a very bad memory.
Okay, Toastmaster, if you can try switching off your video, we can check if the network is better. Okay, I am going to give you a topic.
Is it fine now?
Yes, so clear, yes. So the topic for you today is the game or sports you played the most with your family. The game or sports you played the most with your family.
I would start with that I'm not at all a person who plays sports. Since my childhood, I was the last one in race. Like everyone used to run in the front, and I used to just like somehow, just like I used to swaddle like a duck and somehow reach the end point all panting and all tired. I used to be a very bad sports person. However, my elder brother, he plays cricket very well. So in our family, we used to watch every cricket match. We used to follow cricket like crazy. He used to play cricket for district team as well, and he has played with MS Dhoni. So in our house, we were really good, big fans of cricket. And so he used to try to teach me techniques of bowling, how to swing a ball, how to make sure what is LBW and all those stuff. Like I know cricket just because of him. So whenever he used to practice the gully cricket, I think everyone in India is familiar with that. So during that time, whenever they were short of any fielder or anyone who can just go and bring the ball from somewhere, I used to be the fetcher like a dog. So that's the sports that I remember playing in my childhood. And I would say it's not a bad memory. Even though I was not good at sports, I really enjoyed that time that I spent with my brother. And whenever I meet him or I go over to his house, we definitely watch whatever cricket match is playing because he can watch highlights of old matches as well. So yeah, that I can count as one of my sports memories. Over to you, Toastmaster Preeti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anuja, and that is so true. Even if we were not a part of some game, But just because our cousins and our siblings used to be so engrossed with it, it has become a part of our life. Thank you for sharing that. Next, I'll go to Toastmaster Sachin. Toastmaster Sachin, the topic for you today is relatives that have irked you the most and why. Relatives that have irked you the most and why.
Good evening, Toastmaster and guest. It's a topic which is very personal. But the point I would like to make is that the relatives were quite closer to me, whom I trusted, some of them have broken the trust, and that irked me the most. One of my relatives, I believed a lot in him and gave a home loan. I have become a guarantee for his home loan, and he pulled me to some legal battles despite providing the guarantee for his home. So the lesson which I learned was that never enter into a financial transaction with your relative. Thus, even if you are trying to do good, that may take a very nasty term sometimes. It's good that you have a relationship of trust, but don't enter into a financial relationship with your relative, because that you never know, that may spoil the entire relationship at some point of time. Support them through all your efforts, support them through all your speeches, conversations, but don't support them with money or give any financial commitment, make any financial commitment, because that is the time when the issue starts. So my learning, please don't support or make a financial commitment to your relatives. I'm not saying that don't make financial commitment to a very close relative like brother or a spouse. I'm not saying that, but a little distant relatives, please don't make financial commitments. Be very careful while making a financial commitment or becoming a guarantor. That may sometimes really impact you badly. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Preeti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. I know we all have that relatives who are a prick in our lives. With this, Toastmaster Kevin, do we have a time for one more table topic?
So actually, Preeti, since it's reached 5:15 and we have 2 speech evaluation, I think we might have to wind it up here. But
okay,
yeah.
Okay, so let us wind up today's table topic session. Thank you everyone for being so sporty and sharing your memories of being with an Indian family. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Preeti, for that wonderful set of topics. I'm sure all of us has enjoyed that, and whoever has participated especially. So yeah, it was a great time that we spent. Now with this, I would like to go ahead with I will hand over the stage to our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Sachin. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin. And now I'll request Evaluator number 1, I think it's TM Manjula, right?
That is correct.
For both the speeches, the evaluator is same, TM Manjula. I saw that, yeah?
That is correct.
Yeah. So I'll request Toastmaster Manjula to give his feedback for the speech number 1.
Yeah. Thank you, GE Sachin. Today's speech from Toastmaster Anish was level 5, and he was trying humorous speech. The purpose of developing and presenting a long humorous speech. What a speech this was. It took me to the days of my maths class, wonderful opening, chronological events. It actually took us through his life, and literally we could see each and every events happening. The dual roles and the gestures part of those was really wonderful, Anish. Moving ahead, the conversations your parents and teacher or the principal had was really wonderful, and it brought out the scene what was there. You had done a real wonderful work on taking us on a journey of your own embarrassment, but you also taught us not to be embarrassed by embarrassment by giving us a good summary on how we can take those things, those learnings, or the feedbacks our parents or our elders or our friends give us to make us more better person. So that was the takeaway, and I would tell all these points are really good. As every speech would have something to there were a lot of points which I wrote down. It would really take a very long to tell how you gave your speech and what was each points. There is few improvements which I would like to ask you to put in your future speeches, so your speeches can go to your next hand and give a speech such that you're along with your gestures, your hand and facial gestures are superb. So if your body language adds to it, it would be really a good humorous speech, and everyone could enjoy more out of it. There was a bit lack of tonal variation, and also we couldn't feel the pain when you are telling you are going through those max class pains, but pain was like emotion, a little bit of emotion onto it would make it a wonderful thing. I would like to challenge you on one area in this humorous speech. Can you bring up, this was like more serious, and we were going into the max class and really getting frightened of the teacher. But then can you make it more little humorous so people can get out of that heat and enjoy more? So that was a few of the points what I felt. Back to the Toastmaster of the day. I think I have to continue with my second evaluation. If something is there, Anish, you can share your views.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anuja. Nothing much. Thank you.
So thank you, Toastmaster
Yeah, it was
Manjula.
really wonderful.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manjula. You can continue with the second evaluation.
Yeah. Money, again, the topic which you people had taken. Actually, I've seen my friends going through this. I'm sorry, because Maths was one of my favorite subjects, because as Mani mentioned, like if you ask one question, someone's life could turn down or turn up. We can help people to figure out their life in a simpler way when we have the knowledge to support them. So this support was there from my grandpa next door, and he asked me this question. As Mani's speech was to prepare a speech and present it to the members so that he can receive feedback and apply feedback to a second speech. What a wonderful speech, Mani. I had little room to think what you have to improve. That was so. Your picture of Arabian Sea that you painted for us, the gestures, the emotion of a child, It was truly amazing. It was truly, you had taken us to the place where a child really suffers from just teacher telling two things, putting something on the table, on the blackboard, and leaving kids with all pains for them to suffer and have to be answerable to parents. Sorry. So those were the things really it stuck me a lot. And this is true story of every kid right now who are going through their online classes or offline classes. They are really left with no clue, no basics. You really painted that picture for us. Thank you for doing that. What you could work on was just your interest was good, physical gestures good. I didn't feel as though you are giving your L1 speech at all. A little more voice modulation and your cameras where you are fixed, no? So little bit of that and your standing gesture was really good. But if you could move about, make a little room for yourself and go ahead with little modulation and tonal variation, your speech is really amazing. That's what I felt, Mani. Best of luck for your future speeches. Over to our G, Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manjula, for a very detailed and clinical evaluation. Now I'll request my tag team players to give their report. I'll request timer Toastmaster Kevin to give his reports.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. So today we had a great session, and with respect to the timings, almost everyone was on time. It's just that the speech is very interesting, due to which the speech just got exceeded a little bit for Trishya and Akansha. But otherwise, everyone was on time. The prepared speakers, that is Anish, took 18 minutes and 30 seconds. Mani took 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah, and the evaluation done by Manjula was also on time for both the speeches. And like I mentioned, the table topic speakers are all on time. It's just that Trishya and Akansha just went on overboard by 10 seconds for Akansha and by 30 seconds for Trishya. Thank you, and back to you, Sachin, Toastmaster Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin, for a detailed timers report. I'll request Toastmaster Anuja, if you can give the grammarian report.
I think Anuja might be having a network issue.
Okay.
So we can go over, we can actually call upon Trishya, who is a listener.
Okay. So being no R counter, I'll move to listener Toastmaster Trishya. Toastmaster Trishya, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sachin. It was indeed a wonderful session to take a look at different aspects of families by very interesting speeches, and also the table topics that were given. As a listener, I've noted down a couple of questions that I found interesting. Just to quickly do a rapid fire and see how many of you were enthusiastic and listening all through the meeting. So I request everybody to unmute and participate in it. Never mind the answer, but please do participate. So the first question is, what is the most famous subject that was discussed in the meeting today?
Math.
Great.
Math, yeah.
Sure, right on spot. The second one. So Anish had given an undertaking for 2 things in his 10th class. Can anybody quickly unmute and tell the 2 things?
Remedial class.
Remedial class.
That's one.
Yeah, and one, he has to sign something saying that he will pass all his subjects and class test before he can appear for the actual exams.
Absolutely. I think Anish enjoys that people understands his pain. He's laughing. So going on, in the remedial classes, there were 3 seating positions. The funky backbenchers, the very introverted front benchers. Where was Anish placed in the class?
Middle.
In the middle.
That's cool. That's nice. So what was Anish's teacher's name? Anybody?
Peter.
Right.
Peter, sir.
Yeah, great. So where did PS Mani go for a vacation that he began his speech with?
Go Karna, Kundli Beach.
Great, absolutely. That's cool. And on life value, what was that one life value that Mani concluded with? It was concluded.
Empathy.
That we should ask people around us who are nervous, that what are they afraid about? What is that one thing they're afraid of?
That's true. Actually, I tried asking the sentence exactly what Mani told us. Why is the question that you need to ask to understand somebody? And that was very beautifully related to empathy. So the value that we learn, of course. And this is very funny. So what would Kevin drink when he speaks to the toy?
Liquor. Beer.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
That's cool. And what was Akanksha's father by profession? Anybody?
Then BSF.
Border patrol.
Yes. Yeah.
BSF.
Yeah.
Border Security Officer.
That's cool. That's great. And where was Akanksha born?
Punjab.
No.
Banaras.
Uttar Pradesh.
Uttar Pradesh. And can anybody name the location? Because I also don't remember the location, but I heard.
I think Tulika said it right.
Banaras. Right. Cool. And okay, is Siddharth's dad? Okay, yeah, I got the question. So what was that one dish with Siddharth's dad?
Chicken biryani.
Good spot. That's good. And what did Siddharth and his father play together? Which sport?
Table tennis.
Great. And finally, I think this would be the highlighter question. And anyone who answers this would be, the winner of the round, listeners round, because despite Anuja's very low bandwidth, whoever had listened to it gets the prize now. Which cricket player did Anuja's brother?
MS Dhoni.
Everybody has listened to the meeting very well. Great. That's my report.
Who is the winner? Who is the winner of the show?
Everybody. That was a very unique answer, and everybody participated. So I couldn't find the winner yet. So it's the award is for everybody today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tisha, for a wonderful listener session. You have jotted down all the key points, and the questions were very apt, clearly so that whether you are listening or not listening. So really good, and good that you did not hail anyone to answer. Because I have attended some of the listeners where they ask, okay, Toastmaster, now this is a question for you to tell. Good thing you kept it open. That's really good. Yeah. Thank you for a wonderful role. Now, I'll give my detailed evaluation of the entire session. The meeting did not start on time. That was one thing which I'm really concerned. And we have to ensure that we start the meeting bang on at 4 p.m. Apart from that, Toastmaster Sergeant Arm Toastmaster CISO started with lots of confidence. He connected to the theme very well. gave a good intro of presiding officer, a well job done. Only improvement, Toastmaster CISO, you could have opened the meeting with more energy. See, you are the sergeant arms, you are the opening batsman. And an opening batsman needs to give us a very energetic start. That energetic opening is required, Toastmaster CISO. Apart from that, well job done. Big round of applause for Toastmaster CISO. Then coming to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Anuja, there was some internet issue, and I am sure that most of us could not hear her very well, and we lost the opportunity of hearing a great presiding officer speech. But whatever I could collect, see, Toastmaster Anuja greeted the members and guests very well. She gave a warm introduction to Toastmaster Day, Toastmaster Kevin, and she connected to the theme very well. Let's hear it for presiding officer Toastmaster Anuja. Then coming to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Kevin. Again, Toastmaster Kevin connected to the theme very well. He has he has an aura, and whenever he starts speaking, he connects to the audience also very well. How pandemic gave us more time to connect with our family is what he explained very well. And then again, he explained how a traditional family and a modern family are different, where the clashes, that class was brought very well. Only one area of improvement, Toastmaster Kevin. You should have explained the 3 sections of Toastmasters meeting, which is very important for the guests. The first section, you should have said that the first section is the speech, prepared speech section. Second one is the table topic section. Third one is the evaluation section. That you should have spoken for the interest of the guests, so that they understand the flow of the meeting. You also gave a very warm welcome to G speakers and evaluators, which shows that you have done your homework very well. So apart from that improvement, you have played a great role, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Kevin, and we wish some more interesting TMOD session from you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Kevin. A big round of applause for Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Kevin.
Thank you, Sachin.
Now coming to our table topics master, Toastmaster Preeti. Toastmaster Preeti is a seasoned table topics master, and we have seen, I think she has hosted the most number of table topics master role than anyone in our club. She beautifully connected to the theme of great Indian family to our table topics. The theme was beautifully connected. Topics were simple, be it childhood bedroom, be it favorite food, be it the game that you played most with your family, and everyone was able to speak, and they all spoke more than a minute, if I see the timing report. Only one area of improvement, Toastmaster Preeti, you could have explained in the beginning the concept of table topics for the interest of guests, those who are new to the meeting. That is it's an impromptu round where we give a topic to any member present, and they are expected to speak for a minute or two. That is the rule which you could have explained in the beginning, and you could have made people more comfortable, saying that I have kept very simple topics. That kind of comfort, if you give in the beginning, then people will be more willing and more free to speak. Apart from that, a well conducted session, Toastmaster Preeti. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Preeti. Now coming to speaker one, Toastmaster Anish. Wow, what a comeback story. Really inspiring. I really liked the conversation between your parents and your principal about your poor maths. That was clearly amazing. And how your Peter sir conducted the remedial classes bluntly and gave you honest feedbacks. A great speech, I totally agree with Toastmaster Manjula that had you brought some voice modulation and some body gestures, the speech would have attained a different level completely. A big round of applause for speaker number 1, Toastmaster Anish. It's not easy to speak for 18 minutes. So that's a great achievement, Toastmaster Anish, and we have to learn a lot from you. How to compose for such a long time, it's not easy. You have really done a great job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, moving to Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Manjula, a very clinical evaluation. You appreciated good things like dual role, gestures, and it's important for any to encourage the speakers. We should not be too much critical. That's the hallmark of a great evaluator. You also brought down the improvement areas like tonal variation, which Toastmaster Anish has to work upon. You also challenged him, saying that the speaker could have made the speech more humorous. These are really good aspects of an evaluation where you bring out the good things, then you bring out the improvement areas, then you also challenge the speaker to think and make your speech more interesting. That's really a hallmark of a great evaluator, and big thanks to Toastmaster Manjula for a great evaluation done. Let's hear it for Toastmaster Manjula. Now, I'll come to speaker number 2, Toastmaster Mani. Toastmaster Mani, what a speech. Your fear of maths and how your teacher removed the fear of maths from your heart, you brought it beautifully through your conversation. There was dual conversation, which I really liked. And he brought a lot of body gestures, voice modulation. This all made your dual conversation very interesting. Your body movement was great, and you decided to give the speech in a standing position. That also was really good. So you have all the qualities of a great orator, Toastmaster Mani. It was really a great speech, and a big round of applause for Toastmaster Mani.
Thank you.
Now I'll again go to evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Manjula, and really hats off to Toastmaster Manjula for playing the evaluator for both the speakers. Again, a great evaluation. You appreciated the speaker on a couple of points such as gestures, also brought the important areas of improvement such as voice modulation. So it was really a great evaluation. Now, this brings me to the end of my session. It was a great meeting. I loved it completely. There were some technical glitches which we have to be careful in future. What we can do, before the start of the meeting, we can check with all the role players whether their mics are working, whether they are speaking well. That 10 minutes check can be done before the meeting so that we don't see any surprises during the meeting. We have to be careful. Apart from that, it was, as I said, it was a really engrossing meeting, and I really liked it. With this, I'll hand over the virtual stage to Toastmaster there, Toastmaster Kevin. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin, for that elaborate explanation of everyone and how the roles were taken. Now, with this, I would like to now hand over the stage to Toastmaster Anuja so that we can close the meeting for today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Kevin. Wonderful job done. Thank you so much for inculcating that element of family back into our lives, and listening to everyone's experience with their family, their childhood. It was a enriching experience to hear that. And also, I would like to say that we as Toastmasters, we as this club, Speaking and Beyond, we should be no less than a family. This itself is a family, our Speaking and Beyond. And in this family, we have a new member, which is Toastmaster Anup Ravindran, and I would like everyone to give him a very warm welcome. So a big round of applause for Anup for being our newest member.
Thank you, Anuja.
And
Thank you,
Anup,
everyone.
if you can give a short intro about yourself to the club.
Yeah, so means I have just put a small intro on WhatsApp, but slightly more elaborating onto that. Me actually, like I currently, as you all know, currently live in SDA, and me and my wife, both of us are actually working here. And I am from Kerala. My hometown is Trivandrum. And I happen to know about Toastmasters through Kevin. Kevin has posted actually about Toastmasters, this group, in a common platform, wherein which I get to know about it. And quite happy that actually, Kevin, I got an opportunity to join this club. And I had actually joined the previous meeting as a guest. And the kind of experience I had was really, really fantabulous. And I would also like to, only one small thing which I felt I was missing is that in the last meeting, there were quite so many phases, and now the number of people who is joining regular, I believe, is a little less in our club. I don't know. I mean, I may be too early to judge that, but again, like actually, I consider this as a good opportunity, and I also feel like I will learn with you guys in this journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anup. Since this is a Sunday and a lot of people are involved with their, activities at home and previous commitments, so maybe this Sunday we had a little less participation. But kudos to Toastmaster Kevin and the XCOM team for still running a wonderful show. All the role takers, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Sachin, who is also our previous past president, who gave a very detailed feedback and how we can improve on the roles. And also table topic master, Toastmaster Preeti, who as always gives such a wonderful session, and everyone was in, waiting for their chance when they could get to speak so that they can share about their childhood memories. So thanks a lot, everyone, for bringing that effort on a Sunday evening. Well appreciated, and I hope we next time in the next meeting we return with more enthusiasm. Also, we have our club contests coming up, so I hope that everyone here is prepared to give a wonderful speech in the club contest and go into the next level, represent our club, because I think even if participating in a club contest is a very good experience to understand what public speaking is all about and why in the first place we have joined Toastmasters. So we will be coming up with more details about the club contest dates, and if any of you, the members, need help, you can reach out to any of the XCOM members or me or Kevin or Preeti or anyone, and we can help you out with assigning mentors if you need to prepare for your club contest speech. So now I would just like to open the forum for any guest who would like to give their feedback about the meeting and how did they feel. I see Siddharth is a guest.
Yeah, hi. So I'm in the middle of my evening jog, basically. I cannot turn on my camera. So yeah, I love the meeting. I'm the VP Education for Phoenix Deloitte Bangalore Toastmasters Club, and I'm just hoping, like hopping around different clubs to see how the clubs work. But yes, a commendable job by all the club members today. Like in spite of having less number of members or role takers, you all covered a lot, and that is the most that is the most beautiful thing, I believe. Like, you do not have resources, a lot of resources, but then at the end you need to figure out something to make the meeting wonderful. I'll definitely again connect on next Sunday evening to join and get to hear some more interesting speeches. And congratulations to Toastmaster Anish and Mani.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Siddharth. And if we are short of role players again, we will definitely reach out to you for next Sunday to take up a role. Kevin, we can just keep it in your TBD that Siddharth can take up a role as well next time. And Toastmaster Manjula.
I really enjoyed the way the theme, the subject, family. I really agree with every one who shared their heart. Love and trust is something that comes in a family. And as a family, maybe it might be a nuclear family or a traditional or a country level family or a world. World is a bigger version of our family itself. So I'll really enjoy. And I think, as Anuja told, Toastmaster is also a family, and we have to support each other at any times we need. So I think I really enjoyed each and every moment here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manjula. Anyone else who would like to share their feedback about the meeting? So I guess then. Okay. Yes, Mani.
Yeah, I'm Manikumar and I'm part of HSR Toastmasters family. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share and provide my speech. And related to the theme, I really liked today's meeting, the theme poster, how the meeting structure went. And also the timer helped me, like Kevin helped me to get this opportunity and be part of this meeting. Thank you so much. And I would like to take a special note and, I'm glad to hear the evaluator report and also general evaluator for their comments and highlighting my areas of improvements. Thank you so much. And you guys always rock. Keep going. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mani, for such kind comments. With this, I would officially end today's meeting. And if members of XCOM can stay back, it would be wonderful. The link to the votes will be published on the WhatsApp group. Please don't forget to vote for your favorite role takers. And we'll be publishing it on our Instagram handle.